Hello, this is the Wise Owl 2 coming at you from the sea where I live. I made some videos recently on medical terminology and abbreviations in the medical terminology, how you can combine that with this at the same time study and combine and also study chemical symbols and atomic numbers of the periodic table of elements. I made some videos. Yeah, you can do that. You can study the periodic table of elements, the chemical symbols and atomic numbers, in conjunction with the medical terminology and abbreviations. Here's one that you should remember. I want you to remember, and it's very good. It's a very good one too. If you're going to combine it, this medical terminology with atomic numbers and chemical symbols. Here's one right here. I think you heard of this one. If not, I'll explain. There's a medical term called MAL, M-A-L, D-E with a small line on top, right here. A small line. It's a French medical term, but I want to tell you what it is in the English medical term or American. Mal de, really the E is like a der. Mal de Department syndrome. Okay? Department syndrome. Capital D E B A R Q U E M E N T. This is a French word. Department. Department. You know the Q U E is like a K sound, K. And the D and the E is like a So, mal de Department syndrome. Okay? The abbreviation for that is here, capital MD, capital DS. Okay? You got a mal de DE, Department syndrome. You got a capital M and a small d, capital D, and then capital S for Department syndrome. All right, but if you rewrite this, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Department syndrome is when a person keeps having a vertigo. A person can't stop spinning. They feel dizzy. That everything around them is moving around. Okay, there's many causes for that. More than one cause for that. It could be a car accident or somebody banging their head in a car accident because of the neck. Something with the neck and the cervical injury and the curve of the neck. Then there's when you're on a ship, on a cruise, and you get off the cruise, and you still have motion sickness. Let's say you go fishing in the deep sea, or you go cruising on a ship, and the water is causing you to get dizzy, or motion sickness, and then you get off the ship or the boat, and then when you get off, you're still spinning and spinning, and it comes and go way after you get off the boat and ship, way after it comes and go throughout your whole life. Okay, that's called mal Department syndrome. All right. But that's not what but the English terminology for that, if you look it up, is disembarkment syndrome. Disembarkment, because you're disembarking, you're getting off the ship. Most women get it who go in ships. Mostly it's men get it too. But a lot of time women get it if it's dealing with the ship and the boat. Ocean cruise and going fishing on the boat. The motion sickness continue way after they get off the boat. Disembarkment. That's why it's called disembarkment. But it was really coined by in a French terminology. Okay, mal de Department syndrome. Right? Department. So see, der bark. That's the Q-U-E is like a K sound in French. Department Mont system. Because in English it'd be mint, right? Like apartment, the M-E-N-T, but in French it's like a mont sound. So it's de Parkmont, okay? Mal de Parkmont syndrome, or disembarkment syndrome. Okay, now that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the capital M, the D, the capital D, and the S. If you take the capital M and the small d, you get the chemical symbol Mendelevium. Okay, Mendelevium. The chemical symbol is capital MD, and the atomic number is 101. If you take the D and the S and take the capital S for syndrome and make it to a small s, capital D and a small s, you get 110 atomic number, 110, and you get Dormastentin. Dormstentin. Okay? You understand what I'm saying to you? So we're not dealing with the terminology of the syndrome or what it causes. We're talking about the chemical symbols and how they relate, and how you can combine them with everything else there. All right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Just checking, double checking. I don't want to mislead you. All right. So in medical terminology, Mal de Parkman syndrome, which is abbreviated, or capital M and a small d, capital D and a small s, you can turn a capital S into a small s, and you get chemical symbols. Capital M and a small d for Mendelevium, 101 atomic number. Capital D and the S for Darmstadtium, statium for 110 atomic number. Okay? So keep that in mind. Okay, so medical terminology can be used in its initials or as abbreviation, can be used in conjunction with chemical symbols. Okay? And atomic numbers. All right? This is one good example. See here? Okay? Just like MD means medicine, medical, right? Same way. All right? This is the Wise Owl 2 coming at you from the Sea Where I Live. I'm not going to write this down in the description box below. I think this video self-explains it, right? See? Capital MD, small d, DS, okay? All right? Here you go. 101. See here? See here? Mal de Parkman syndrome. The QUE is like a K. Okay, in French. And the D and the E is like a de. De Parkman's Mont syndrome. Okay, and the MENT is not a ment. It's just like more like a mon. Deportment. Okay? All right. This is the Wise Owl 2 coming at you from the Sea Where I Live, over and out.